Hey guys, my name is Joey, and this is JH Outdoors. So, like I said earlier, this channel is called JH Outdoors, and in this first video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 archery tips on how to become a better archer. The first archery tip, and probably the most important archery tip, is you want to have a proper anchor placement or anchor point. So, if you're new to archery, what I would suggest, if you're having a hard time figuring out where you should have a proper anchor point, is getting this. This is called a kisser button. It's very helpful because when you draw it, you just find like this little button here will go right on the corner of your mouth right here, and the more anchor points you have, the more accurate it will become, because the more anchor points you have, that's how much more consistent you'll be. So when finding an anchor point, if you don't have a kisser button or you just don't have the resources to get one, the 2 anchor points that you can use are your nose and your knuckle, your pointer knuckle. Because what you do is you'll put your nose right on the string. You don't want to press down on it, just rest it lightly on the string, and you put your knuckle right on your earlobe, right there. So proper anchor placement, right, put your nose on the string, put your knuckle behind your earlobe, and that's how you can have a proper anchor placement. The second archery tip is the grip. Now, when I started archery, I thought you needed like a firm grip on here so then the bow won't move, but let me get this straight. A bow is not a gun. With a gun, yeah, they say you need to have it tucked into your shoulder, and you gotta have a firm grip on it. But with a bow, you don't want that, because when you have a firm grip on your bow, you create torque, and you don't want torque. So what you do, is you either just go like this, which is what a lot of people do. You just close your thumb and your pointer finger along. See, I'm not closing it like that. I have lots of free movement here. Or you can simply just rest it like that. And what helps on a lot of compound bows will come with this, is a sling. Because why people have a firm grip is because they don't want the bow to like fall out of their hand. But when you have a sling like this, you can do that, and then when you shoot, see, the bow's not going anywhere because of the wrist. So, because of this wrist sling right here. So you want to like, this is where there's this line that runs along your thumb right here. That's where you want your handle to be, like that. So you don't want to have a grip like that. You want to have an open grip, so you can go like this if you don't have a wrist, like a wrist sling, or if you do have a wrist sling, you can just loosen, like have a loose grip like that. Let's go through the steps. So remember, anchor placement. If you have the kisser button on the corner of your mouth, nose on the top of the string, knuckle behind the earlobe, loose grip, and like that. The third archery tip is probably another important archery tip, or what a lot of archers will do, is called target fever. Target fever is when you have an arrow on your string, and you take these sights and say this finger, my finger is the bullseye, and what they'll do is they'll take the sight, they'll go up, 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 and then when their pin hits the target, boom, they let the arrow fly. But that is called target panic, and that can become kind of inconsistent. So what you do if you have target panic, and how to overcome target panic, is you pull back the bow, and what you do, now this might sound weird, okay, but what you're going to do is you're going to put your pin on the target, and you're going to close your eyes before you shoot. Your eyes are going to be closed when you shoot. So you're going to put the target, you're going to put your pin on the target, close your eyes, and close. And that's how you can overcome target panic. Because target panic is a real thing. You can become very frustrated with yourself when you have target panic. And yeah, it's just all around frustrating. Another thing you can do to overcome target panic is some people with a release like this, they'll slap the release like so. They'll just slap it. And you don't want to do that, because again, you're not shooting a shotgun. Because with shotguns you slap the triggers, but you're not shooting a shotgun, you're shooting a bow. Another thing you can do is you take your two fingers and you kind of do what you do with a recurve bow. You find your pin and you just follow through. You put pressure on the trigger, but not enough pressure to let it go, and you just pull back. And that's another way how you won't have target panic. That is the third archery tip. The fourth archery tip is how to aim. Probably almost all your compound bows will come with a peep sight. That's a peep sight. What you do when you draw it back is the peep sight will find the hole for the sight, and then you'll see those 3 pins, or however many pins you have on your sight. What you do with how to aim is, some people will close their eyes. Will close the one eye, so their dominant eye will find, so they only have their dominant eye looking at the sight or the pin. Now the dominant eye thing, this will kind of tie into the 5th tip. So a lot of new archers at the beginning, they won't focus on the target, they'll focus on the pins. And when you do that, that can create a lot of movement with the pin. So like if you're focusing on the pin, you see my chimney thing right there, where my arrow's pointing. So you're focused on the pin, but you see I'm moving all around. But if you blur out the pins, see the pins are blurred out, okay? And see my pin, it's a lot more stable on that chimney right there. See, it's a lot more stable compared, see if I can get the camera to focus here. It's a lot more stable compared to that. See, I'm all over the place. But when you blur out your pins and you focus on the target, I'm a lot more stable. And that's a very good way to be consistent with your archery. So, when you're looking down sight, looking through the people, looking through the sight, you can keep one eye open, but it's helpful to have both eyes open, because then you can kind of see all around you. Because if I have one eye open, only one eye open, and I'm just looking at the target, I can't see anything around me. But when you have your both eyes open, you can see kind of everything around you, and that's a very important thing when you're shooting like animals or targets. So you want to make sure that you don't have anything in front of your target that you don't intend to hit. Now, the fifth and final archery tip, and this tied in with number 4, is finding your dominant eye. What you can do to find your dominant eye is you take your hand and you create a hole like that. You find a spot and you keep both your eyes open, okay? So I'm going to find a spot. I'm going to find it around the camera. And I am going to pull back, okay? And as you can see, my hand came back to my right eye, because my right eye was the one focusing on the camera. So you have your hand extended, okay, and you just pull back, and your hand will just flow back, will just pull back to your dominant eye. That is the 5th archery tip. Not as important as the other one, but can definitely help you when deciding to get a left-hand bow or, like I have, a right-hand bow. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for upcoming adventure videos.